Hello, I'm joined today by Stephen Parrott from TOMIA at Mobile World Congress. Hello, Stephen.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks. I wonder if we could just start off with, talking to your mobile operator customers. What are the main trends you're seeing in the roaming and interconnect markets?
We're seeing a number of trends, especially as we consider what the post-COVID ecosystem looks like. The world to a degree is returning to some new normal of some type, certainly with a number of challenges that need to be addressed. From an MNO standpoint, with this change, we get the opportunity to consider a couple of new areas, especially the advent of 5G on a national, regional, and global scale. The opportunities around IoT, which in many ways have been hidden from the operators and MNOs to ultimately to monetize, and the focus on enterprise services to allow folks to consider how they might monetize and bring new service and solutions to market for an entirely new class of customers that perhaps in the past might have didn't take advantage of the full solution set that was available to them.
Yeah, there's always voice services, of course. So mobile operators, what are the main opportunities they're seeing with voice services, and how can they sort of exploit them?
Well, it's a funny thing that with voice, because I would still say in some ways that voice is still the killer app of our industry. It may not be the sexiest one or the one that everyone wants to follow, but voice is still the critical service. Folks want to communicate. And during COVID time, we still saw that continue to grow in importance. We did it differently. We used different applications in different ways, perhaps through video or other services. But we still want to communicate. And I think there's a unique opportunity as we move back to this new world to in many ways refocus on that part of the business. The use cases are different, though. The way folks will execute them are different. The way MNOs look to build new solutions and service offerings will change, and we want to make sure that those solutions are ultimately developed to have them execute in this go-forward state.
Okay, well, let's move to A2P messaging.
Sure.
And why is that important? And again, how can mobile operators, take full advantage of the opportunity?
Right. A2P has been a bit of an unserved market from an MNO standpoint. Messaging has been there for years. Person-to-person communication has been used for years and years. But enterprises have a critical need to communicate with their subscribers. And A2P messaging or E2P, enterprise-to-person messaging, are critical service. And so one of the challenges is, can an MNO execute the way those solutions are provided in, frankly, a different way? Can they take more responsibility and action related to their business-to-business relationships? Can they review and look at ways to deliver services differently and to deliver messaging different? And ultimately, can they build a brand new business line, perhaps either from new revenues, increase of their margins, and ultimately the satisfaction around that? Look, MNOs have been serving this class of customers for years and years and years. And in many ways, I mean, if we think about it, a message is destined for their subscribers. But the opportunity to step in and do new things is critical for them, and an opportunity for us to be able to take advantage of those solutions. We'd like to see more and, frankly, new ways of doing business.
I mean, I imagine that levering traditional services to meet new business needs is very important, but it requires a bit of sophistication. Tell us how you help your customers reduce that complexity.
Right. It's a great question, because when we look at the evolution of our space, and again, some of the themes that we just talked about, for instance, we're facing the advent of VoLTE, right? So all of a sudden, voice services will be delivered differently in a roaming ecosystem as well as a national ecosystem. So how do you do that when a new technology fundamentally shifts the way MNOs have been working with their partners for years and years and years? And we want to use software to build efficiency and optimization across that solution. You want to look at partners to be able to focus and execute. You want to look at, if we're going to tackle the question of messaging, how can you do it in a way that perhaps is a bit more efficient and a bit new, with some new ideas and new concepts there? And we're ultimately going to work with our friends and our partners to be able to make that happen a bit stronger.
Okay, thank you. We've covered a lot of ground in a short space of time. So thank you very much, Stephen. It's been great talking to you.
It's been great. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thanks. Take care.